Hello everyone, welcome to IITN's GATE classes. So today we are going to see the GATE 2021 solution of circuit theory for the branch Electronics and Communication. So let us then begin today's session. So the first question was a 1-mark question in numerical answer type question. Consider the circuit shown in the figure. The current I flowing through the 7 ohm resistor between P and Q rounded off to 1 decimal place. So you need to find what is this current. So first thing first, let me simplify this circuit little bit. Okay. So what is my approach to solve this question? First let me discuss that. So if I Theveninize the circuit in between P and Q, it will be very simple for me to solve. So look, let me Theveninize this circuit. So this is the structure we have here. This 2 point is shorted, and here we have so let me assume this is, because current is flowing in this direction, so let me assume this is plus, this is minus VTH. Okay, so here it is 3 ohm, here it is 2 ohm, here it is 6 ohm, and here it is again 2 ohm, and we have a okay. So current source, when I am calculating VTH, independent sources should be what? So here I have my 5 ohm. Okay, so this is 5 ohm. Now what can I do? Look very carefully. Okay, I can simplify this circuit once again. You see what? 3 and 6 ohm, they are in parallel. Okay, this short circuit I can replace it with the help of a point. So now what am I going to do? Simply this 3 ohm and 6 ohm, it is something like this. And this is in series with the parallel combination of 2 ohm, 2 ohm and 5 ampere. So this is 3 ohm, this is 6 ohm, this is 2 ohm, 2 ohm in parallel with your, what is this, 5 ampere. Okay, 5 ampere. So this is in parallel with 5 ampere. Sorry. So the direction is this 5 ampere. Fine. And this is my VTH. So this is what? 3, 6, 2, 2. So I can replace it once again. I can redraw this circuit. So 3 and 6, 3 into 6 divided by 9. So this will be 2 ohm. This 2 ohm, 2 ohm will parallel. It will be what? This will be 1 ohm. And this is what? This is 5 ampere. Okay. And this is your VTH. Okay, so now tell me, how are you going to calculate VTH here? So basically Thevenin voltage is also known as open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage means what? Current flowing through this branch is 0 ampere. Why? This is open circuit voltage. So directly this VTH, it will short out to here. Okay, it will short out here, and basically what is the voltage here? This 5 ampere. So from here 0 ampere is coming, and from here 5 ampere is coming. So in this branch the current will be what? 5 ampere only. So what is the voltage? Voltage at this point, or voltage of this resistance, it is basically what? 5 volt. Okay, it is 5 volt, and if you apply KVL, it will be what? Minus VTH plus 0 into 2, 0 into 2 plus 5 into 1. These are all into, okay, is equal to 0. which implies VTH is equal to what? It comes out to be 5 volt. Okay, so VTH is 5 volt. Now we need to calculate RTH. Okay, RTH. So here we don't have any. So for RTH also I can manipulate in this circuit only. So for RTH basically it is what? Now I am doing calculation of RTH. So this independent source, it will go to 0. So if this goes to 0, this branch will be open circuited. Now you see what? This 3 and 3, it is in parallel. So parallel combination will result 2, and this 2 and 2, they are also in parallel, and both of them are in series. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 3. So RTH comes out to be 3. Okay, RTH comes out to be 3 and VTH is 5. So let me redraw this circuit. So this will be basically what? So this is RTH and this is my 7 ohm. 7 ohm, direction is from P to Q. Okay, so this is my P, this is my Q. And what is the VTH coming out? It is 5 volt. Fine. 5 volt, this is 3 ohm, sorry, not 1 ohm. So that is what I was thinking. So this is 3 ohm. So now what is the current flowing through this branch? I is equal to 5 divided by 7 plus 3. So this comes out to be 0.5 ampere. So the answer to this question is 0.5 ampere. Very simple question, and I think this question can be solved within 1 minute. Okay, within 1 minute you can solve this question with proper manipulation. You can solve this question. Another approach you could have solved, means this will be your homework, is basically you have to apply node at this point and node at this point. Okay, nodal analysis if you apply, you will be getting VP and VQ. Okay, VP and VQ you will be getting, and it will be very means little bit complex for you to solve compared to what we have done. It will be little bit complex because you have to solve two linear equations, two simultaneous linear equations you need to solve for VP and VQ. So that will be homework for you people. You are going to solve this question using nodal analysis. So the next question we have, this was also 1 mark NAT type question, numerical answer type. So what is they have asked? Consider the circuit shown in the figure. Okay, the value of V naught rounded off to 1 decimal place. So you need to find what is V naught. Okay. So basically let me redraw this circuit once again. Okay, so this is what? This is 6 milliampere. This is 1 kilo ohm. This is 4 volt. 1 kilo ohm. This is also 1 kilo ohm plus minus V naught. And this is our 2 milliampere. Okay. So they have asked what is this V naught. So simple, very simple question. See, if you are able to see that at this node 6 milliampere is going out, 2 milliampere is going out, that means what? Current through this branch, it will be what? 8 milliampere. If this is 8 milliampere and this point is V naught, now what should I do? Even this is V naught because there is short circuit here. So we need to find this V naught. So simply what I will do, I will apply nodal analysis at this node V naught, sorry. So this will be what? V naught by 1, as this is 1 kilo ohm here. So it is okay. here everything is in kilo ohm and milli. So basically kilo and milli, they are going to cancel each other. Okay, so V naught by 1 plus 8 milliampere, it is going away from the node. So plus 8. So here what it is, 6 milliampere is coming inside, minus 6, and here what can I write? I can write it like this, V naught minus 4 by 1 equal to 0. So now let me solve this. This is what, 2 V naught plus 8 minus 10 equal to 0, which implies 2 V naught is equal to 2, V naught is equal to 1 volt. Okay, V naught is equal to 1 volt, and what you see, the answer to this question is 1 volt. Very simple. If you are able to solve like this, you won't be having any problem if you are using the current here. Now suppose if you couldn't see the current here, what would you have done? So V naught here, you would have assumed a voltage V1 here, and then you would have applied KVL. So whenever you are trying to apply nodal analysis, it is better to calculate all the branch currents. All the branch current, if it is possible, calculate. Okay. So I simplified this by using this 8 milliampere, or else what would have happened? I would have to solve two simultaneous linear equation, then find the value of V naught and V1. Okay. So to avoid that, I have just calculated this 8 milliampere and solved this question. So the correct answer is 1 volt. So the next question, this is a good question. The switch in the circuit in the figure is in position P for long time and then move to position Q at time t equal to 0. The value of dVt by dt at t equal to 0 plus is. So you need to find the value of this at t equal to 0. So first thing first, let me sketch the diagram, I am telling. The circuit, let at t equal to 0 minus. Okay, at t equal to 0 minus, basically this 20 volt, it has no purpose here. It is connected to a voltage source in parallel. Okay, so it has no purpose here. It has a purpose in power calculation. When you calculate power, at that time this will have a purpose, but here it has no purpose. So at t equal to 0 minus, I am going to redraw this circuit. Five kilo ohm, here also we have 5 kilo ohm, and at steady state capacitor acts as your open circuit. So this is plus minus Vc0 minus, and inductor, it acts as your short circuit. So this will be short circuit, and this is what, IL0 minus, and this is Vc0 minus. So first let me calculate what is Vc0 minus. So Vc0 minus is what? You can see this 10 kilo ohm and this series combination of 10 kilo ohm, it is basically in series. So I am going to apply voltage division. Okay, I am going to apply voltage division. So Vc0 minus is basically the voltage of this 10 kilo ohm. So that is what, 20 into 10 divided by 10 plus 10. So that comes out to be 10 volt. So Vc0 minus is 10 volt. If Vc0 minus is 10 volt, then what is IL0 minus? IL0 minus, simply by Ohm's law, it will be what? 10 divided by 10 kilo ohm. So that is 1 milliampere. Okay, so now we have all the initials value of capacitor and inductor. Now what happens at t equal to 0, this switch, it goes to Q. Okay, it goes to Q. So let me draw that circuit. Okay, so now what we are going to do, now let me draw the circuit for t greater than 0. Okay, for t greater than 0, let me draw the circuit. So here we have a 5 kilo ohm resistor, here we have a capacitor, and here there is a series connection of resistance and a coil, means series connection of resistance and a inductor. So basically here we have a capacitor, here resistance and inductor. So this is 5 kilo ohm, this is plus minus Vt plus minus Vt, and this is 1 millifarad, this is 0.1 millihenry, and this value is 10 kilo ohm. Okay, 10 kilo ohm. Okay, so basically this is what you are seeing. What I have calculated IL0 minus in this circuit, in this value. Okay, so current, direction of current is somewhat like this. Okay, somewhat like this. So this is at t greater than 0. So let me assume still current is flowing in this direction only. Let me assume this. Okay, so this is ILT. ILT, inductor, current through the inductor. What about Vt? Vt, according to this sign convention, this will be what? C dVt by dt. And what about this one? This will be what? This will be Vt by 5 kilo ohm. Okay, Vt by 5 kilo ohm. Now let me apply node at this point A. All of them are outgoing current. So if these all are outgoing current, that means what? Vt by 5 plus C dV by dt. So this is a function of t plus ILT equal to 0. Now we need to basically find this quantity at t equal to 0. So substitute t equal to 0. What do you get? V of 0 plus C dV 0 plus or 0 by dt plus IL 0 plus equal to 0. So you have all this quantity. Okay, what is V0 plus? V0 plus is equal to V0 minus, that is equal to 10 volt. So 10 divided by 5 kilo ampere plus C is what? C is 1 millifarad. So this will be 10 to the power minus 3 dV by dt 0 plus. What about IL 0 plus? So IL 0 plus is equal to IL 0 minus, which is equal to 10 milliampere. So this is also 10 to the power minus 3 equal to 0. So now let me take this here. Okay, so I am taking this value here. So this will be minus 10 to the power minus 3 dV 0 plus by dt is equal to, so this is 10 and this is 5 kilo ohm. So this will be basically what? 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 plus 10 to the power minus 3. So this 10 to the power minus 3 gets cancelled. So this is 3 here. So basically dV 0 plus by dt is equal to minus 3 volt per second. Okay, minus 3 volt per second. So basically you need to have a very strong sign convention. Okay, very strong sign convention. You need to see, because there is one option also here, that is 3 volt per second. So somehow if some of you had written this sign as opposite, then what would have happened? Then you will be getting plus 3. Okay, so to avoid this, always follow the same sign direction at t equal to 0 minus also, and then at t equal to 0 plus also. So what will happen? automatically everything will be taken care in this KVL KCL equation you saw just now. So answer to this question is minus 3 volt per second or option C. Now the next question, this is very simple. Okay, consider the 2-port network shown in the figure. So this was MCQ type 2-mark question. Okay, consider the 2-port network shown in the figure. The admittance parameter in Siemens is. So what are you going to do? See, they have asked you Y parameter. So equation of Y parameter is what? Okay, so this is the equation of Y parameter. Now V1 is basically what? V1 is equal to I1 by V1 when V2 is 0. Okay, V2 is 0. So now a good student will never calculate using this method by applying V2 equal to 0 and drawing 4 diagrams. No, never. Whenever you are asked with Y parameters, try to apply KCL equations. Okay, KCL. If this was Z parameter question, then write KVL equation. Okay. So here they have asked Y parameter. So what I am going to do? I am going to write one node over here and one node over here. Nodal analysis. So let me write. So there is a incoming current I1 plus V1 by 1 for this one. There is a incoming current as these two nodes are shorted. So basically this is also V1 only. So here there is a incoming current minus 3V2 plus V1 minus V2 by 1. Okay, V1 minus V2 by 1, which is equal to 0. So I1 comes out to be 2V1 minus 4V2, equation 1. 2V1, so you can see option A, C and D, any one of them is correct. Okay, so I have to write again for here also. So basically this will be what? Minus I2 plus V2 by 1 plus V2 minus V1 by 1 equal to 0. So this is what? I2 is equal to minus V1 plus 2V2. So out of this, where do you see we have such value? Minus 1 plus 2 we have here. Okay, so if I compare this two equation, equation 1 and equation 2 with this two equation, you will get the value of y11, y12, y21, y22. So for that, option C is correct answer. So the next question we have, it is also the mixture of control system and network. So this question I have solved in our control system. So in this playlist only you are going to see my GATE 2021 solution for the control system for ECE branch. You can see this question in that video. Okay. So the next question that we have is, in the capacitor shown in the figure, the switch is closed at t equal to 0 while capacitor is initially charged to minus 5 volt. So capacitor is initially charged to minus 5 volt. The time after which voltage across the capacitor becomes 0 rounded off to 3 decimal place in millisecond is. So remember, you have to see in millisecond. So let us solve this question. So it is given Vc 0 minus is equal to minus 5 volt. So the transient equation for capacitor voltage is what? Vct is equal to Vc infinite plus Vc 0 plus minus Vc infinite e to the power minus t by RC. Okay, so we have this. Now I need, we have Vc0 minus, so Vc0 minus is equal to Vc0 plus. So simply we need to calculate Vc infinite. Okay, Vc infinite we need to calculate. So let me redraw this diagram, circuit diagram. So what it will be? So basically at infinite my capacitor will be what? It will be open circuit. So this is plus minus 5 volt, this is 250 ohm plus minus VR, and this is what? VR by 500, and from here we have 250 ohm. Okay, and this is what? Plus minus Vc infinite. Okay, so let me solve this circuit in the next page. So if VR by 500 is flowing from here, so from this branch what is the current? This is VR by 250. Okay, this is VR by 250. So VR by 500 is flowing from here. So from this branch what will be the current? It will be VR by 500 only, and this is in series with this 250 ohm. Okay, because this is what? Open circuited. So basically what we have, this is VR by 500. So what is Vc infinite? Vc. So now let me apply KVL in this loop. Okay, KVL in this loop I am going to apply. So look very carefully. So this will be minus 5 plus VR plus VR by 500 into 250. So this will be 2. So this is 3 VR by 2 is equal to 5. So VR comes out to be what? It comes out to be 10 by 3. Okay, and Vc is what? Vc is equal to 250. Okay, 250 into current, VR by 250, 500, VR by 500. So this is by 2. So Vc is equal to VR by 2. So that comes out to be 10 by 6 or 5 by 3 volt. So Vc infinite, Vc infinite is your 5 by 3 volt. Now I need to calculate the time constant of this circuit. Okay, time constant, RC is the time constant. So in the same diagram I am going to find the time constant. How? So let me copy this once again. And I am erasing this whole part. Okay. So now my calculation will be for RTH. Okay, RTH. So here there is one independent source. So basically this is a voltage source. So this independent source will be 0 as this is voltage source. So it will be replaced by a short circuit, and rest all is fine. Okay. So I need to calculate what is the ratio of VDC by IDC when all independent source are 0. So this is IDC, and this point it has voltage VDC. Okay. So now let me calculate. So what is the current over this point? It is VDC by 250. Okay, VDC by 250. So what will be the current flowing from here? It will be VDC, sorry, it will be IDC minus VDC by 250. And okay, directly I can do what? This is what? this current is VR by 500. Okay, VR by 500. So everything is here. So better is, without complexity, let me apply KVL in this loop. Okay, KVL in this loop, let me apply. So starting from here, if I apply, so this will be what? Basically minus VDC, starting from here, minus VDC minus VR equal to 0, minus VR equal to 0. So VDC comes out to be minus VR. Fine. Equation 1. Now from here we see what? Current coming is what? It is VR by 250, and from here it is IDC minus VDC by 250, and here it is VR by 500. So I am going to apply a node at this point. So this will be what? Minus VR by 250, as this is incoming current. VR by 500 is outgoing current. And what is the current going from here? It is minus IDC plus VDC by 250 equal to 0. Okay. So replacing VR by minus VDC. So this will be what? VDC by 250 minus VDC by 500 plus VDC by 250, and this will be what? Equal to IDC. Okay. So now solving this, take LCM 500. So this will be 2 minus 1 plus 2 equal to IDC. So, and also we have VDC here. So VDC by IDC is equal to what? It is equal to 500 by 3 ohm. Okay. VDC by IDC is 500 by 3 ohm. Now I need to calculate time constant. So time constant is what? R equivalent into C. So R equivalent is 500 by 3 ohm into C is what? C is 0.6 microfarad. So this is 0.6 micro 10 to the power minus 6. So this is 2. So this is 100. 100 into 10 to the power minus 6, or I can write it 10 to the power minus 4, or I can write like this 1 by 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. I can write it like this. So this is 0.1 millisecond. Okay. So time constant comes out to be 0.1 millisecond. Now put all the values here. Okay. So if you do that, VCT is equal to VC infinite is 5 by 3. 5 by 3 plus 5 by 3 VC 0 is minus 5 minus 5 minus 5 by 3 e to the power minus t by RC is what? 0.1. So here you can see they have asked in milliseconds, that is why I have kept it in milliseconds only. Okay. So now whatever answer I will be getting of t, it will be in milliseconds. So we want what? When it will become 0. So simply put this 0 here is equal to 5 by 3, and this will be what? Minus 20 by 3 e to the power minus t divided by 0.1. So this will come to this place, and basically it will be what? Minus 5 by 3 is equal to minus 20 by 3 e to the power t divided by 0.1. 3 gets cancelled, negative also gets cancelled. This is 4, which implies e to the power minus t divided by 0.1 is equal to 1 by 4, or I can write e to the power t 0.1 is equal to 4, or I can write t is equal to 0.1 ln 4. Okay. So let me solve this. What is the answer we get? Let me check. So for this we are going to use calculator. So it comes out nearly 0.0 0.138 millisecond. Okay, 0.138 millisecond. So they have asked rounded off to 3 decimal place. So you can write the answer as 0.138, or you can write what, 0.140 also you can write. Okay, 0.140 also you can write. Okay, so this was a, I will say, quite time taking question. Okay, this was quite time taking question. It will take you around 4 to 5 minutes if you are in very good practice. Okay, because for solving such thing it will take you little bit time. Okay. So the next question that we have, it is from analog electronics, but I thought I will cover it in network only. So very simple question. An asymmetrical periodic pulse train V in of 10 volt amplitude with T on time given as 1 millisecond and off time given as 1 microsecond is applied to the circuit as shown in the figure. So let me first sketch V in. So it looks something like this. So basically on time is what? On time is 1 millisecond. So this time is 1 millisecond, and off time is given as what? This is off time. It is 1 microsecond. Okay, 1 microsecond. So how much is basically this time period of the clock? TCLK is basically 1.1 microsecond means what? 10 to the power minus 6. I can also write it like, I can write it. So this will be 0.001 millisecond. So time period of clock is 0.001 millisecond. Okay. Or if you want to write it in microsecond, so basically in microsecond it will be what? 1001 microsecond. Okay. So now the difference between the maximum voltage and minimum voltage of the output waveform in integer is, okay, fine. So in integer we need to write the answer. Okay, first let me calculate. Okay, so this is the input V in given. Okay, V in given. So first, suppose my input waveform is something like this I have given, and this is continuing. Okay, this is continuing henceforth. So now tell me what will happen in this positive pulse. So basically what will happen? This V in capacitor, initially it is uncharged. Okay, capacitor initially is uncharged capacitor. So this will be shorted. Okay, and the charging path of the capacitor will be through this diode. Okay, will be through this diode in the positive half cycle. In the positive half cycle, you see what? Diode D1 is on. If it is on, that means what? V0 is equal to 0. V0, why it is equal to 0? Because this diode is shorted. Okay, diode short. And what will be VC? VC, instantly your VC will charge. Why? Because the time constant of circuit is what? Time constant is RC. What is R in this forward path? You can see resistance is 0 and capacitor whatever value is there. So resistance 0 into C, so this will be 0. So instantly your capacitor will be charged, or I can write this tau as charging time constant. Okay, charging time constant is what? It is 0. So basically this capacitor, it will charge instantly when this positive pulse it encounters. Okay. So now let us see what will happen in this negative duration. So in negative half cycle, basically if I redraw this circuit, it will look something like this. This is my V in. V in is 0 now. Okay, why 0? Because in the negative half cycle I am drawing. this capacitor I can replace it with a voltage source. Okay, I can replace it with a voltage source, and here we have a resistor. What about this one? This diode, will it be on or will it be off? You see what? That the P side of diode is connected to the negative side. Okay, P side is connected to the negative side. So this diode, it will be off. Okay, this diode will be off. Now this is basically the capacitor. Okay, this capacitor has an initial voltage of what? It has an initial voltage of, so this was 10 volt. Okay, this was 10 volt. So immediately in the positive half cycle, VC, it became 10 volt because charging time is 0. So now this is 10 volt, fine. Okay, 10 volt. So now this capacitor, it will start discharging in this path. Okay, through this RC circuit it will discharge. And what will be the time constant of discharging? It will be R into C. What is R? It is 500 kilo ohm. So 500 into 10 to the power 3. What is the value of capacitor? It is 20 nanofarad, 10 to the power minus 9. So this comes out to be 10 to the power 4 into 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power minus 9. So this comes out something 10 to the power 7 into 10 to the power minus 9. So I can write it like 10 to the power minus 2, or this will be 10 millisecond. Okay, this is 10 millisecond. So you can see what, for this duration, okay, so basically your capacitor's discharging time will be 4 time constant. Time of discharge, total discharge will be 4 time constant or 5 time constant, if you know. So it will take nearly 40 milliseconds for this capacitor to discharge completely. But here you can see what, only in this negative or T of time your capacitor is discharging. And for how much duration is this? It is for 1 microsecond, whereas your total capacitor, it will discharge in 40 microseconds. So this is very large. Okay, so this capacitor, it will just discharge how much? It will discharge negligibly. That means what? Once this capacitor is charged in this phase, in rest all the phases, this capacitor, I can assume it to be a constant voltage source having magnitude 10 volt. Okay, having magnitude 10 volt. Why? Because capacitor, it is discharging negligibly in this T of duration. So now the equivalent circuit, I can redraw something like this. So this is V in. Capacitor I have replaced with a voltage source of 10 volt. I have what here? This is my V naught. Diode is removed. Why? Because here you can see this is connected to the negative terminal. So I have removed the diode permanently. Okay, and this is plus minus V in. Now tell me what is V naught. So simply I will write KVL. So minus V in plus 10 plus V naught equal to 0. So V naught is equal to V in minus 10. V in minus 10. So now V in previously was something like this. Okay. It was something like this. Now it is what? It has changed to V in minus 10. Okay. So for positive half cycle, what is your V naught now? V in is 10. So 10 minus 10, it will be 0. In negative half cycle, what is V naught? V naught is equal to, what is V in? V in, you can see it is 0 volt. So this was 10, this was 0 volt. So 0 minus 10. So this will be minus 10 now. So now your waveform, it will look something like this. in positive half cycle this will be 0, in negative half cycle it will be minus 10. So this is now 0 and this value is minus 10 volts. Okay. Now what they have asked, the difference between the maximum voltage and the minimum voltage. Okay. So the difference between maximum voltage minus minimum difference they have asked. So this will be minus 10. This is minimum. This is minimum. This is maximum voltage. So difference between max and minimum. So this comes out to be 10 volts. So your answer to this question will be 10 volt. This is basically a clamper circuit. It is used in analog electronics, but I thought I will cover it here. Okay, I will cover it here only. No required means no concept of clamping circuit is required that much, but this circuit is known as a clamper. Okay, a negative level clamping circuit. So the next question, this was very good question, very good question they have asked. And what is the question asked here? The circuit in the figure contains a current source driving a load having an inductor and resistor in series. Okay, so this current source is driving this load with shunt capacitor across the load. With shunt capacitor across the load, the ammeter is assumed to have 0 resistance. So this ammeter has 0 resistance. The switch is closed at time t equal to 0. So this switch is closed at time t equal to 0. Initially when the switch is open, the capacitor is discharged and the ammeter reads 0. Initially when the switch is open, the capacitor is discharged and ammeter reads 0 ampere. After the switch is closed, the ammeter reading keeps fluctuating for some time till it settles to a final steady state value. The maximum ammeter reading that will observe after the switch is closed. So you need to find what is the value of current recorded by this ammeter, maximum current recorded by this ammeter after this switch is closed. Okay, so whenever we have such type of circuit, it is better to use what? Laplace domain to solve this circuit. Okay, so remember this, whenever we have such kind of circuit where you cannot see if it is first order, second order, or if there are what? You have ideal current sources, ammeter, everything. So Laplace is the best approach to solve such question. So let me do what? Convert this whole circuit into Laplace domain. So basically first tell me what is Vc0 minus? Vc0 minus is what? This switch is initially open. So this will be 0 because there is no independent source connected. And even this IL0 minus, current flowing through this inductor, it will be what? It will be also 0. Now let me assume this switch is closed and I have converted this whole circuit into Laplace domain. Okay. So basically they have said ammeter has 0 resistance. Okay. Ammeter has 0 resistance. So this is my 1 ampere current. Okay, so in Laplace domain it will be 1 by S. Okay, this is capacitor 1 by Cs. This is inductor, so let me assume Ls, and this is resistor, so this will be R, and here we have ammeter. So let me assume this is IL. IL means what? Inductor current, or inductor current is also equal to the ammeter current. Okay, ammeter has resistance 0. Now I need to calculate this IL when it is maximum, when my switch is closed. Okay, so this is my switch here and this is my ammeter here. Okay, so now what should I do? Tell me. Simply I can apply current division rule, because this 1 by Cs, this capacitor and this load is in parallel. So let me apply current division rule. So IL is basically what? It is 1 by Cs divided by R plus Ls plus 1 by Cs. Okay, into 1 by S. Okay, 1 by S for this current source. So now what I will do, I will multiply numerator and denominator by CS. So this will be 1 divided by LCS square plus RCS plus 1 into 1 by S. Let me take LC common and solve this in the next page. So if I solve this, ILS comes out to be what? If I take LC common, this is 1 by LC divided by S square plus R by LS plus 1 by LC. Now this thing looks quite similar. Why? It somewhat looks to the step response of second order system. So if this is step response of second order system, what is my zeta? So let me write that first. So CS by RS is equal to what? It is omega n squared divided by S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Now if I put RS is equal to 1 by S, this is basically what? CS is equal to 1 by S into this whole term. So this is basically step response of second order system. Okay, step response of second order system. So here if you compare, omega n comes out to be 1 by under root LC. Okay, 1 by under root LC. And what is zeta? So I am going to write 2 zeta omega n is equal to R by L. So zeta comes out to be 1 by 2 omega n into R by L. So this will be what? Under root LC divided by 2 into R by L. So this comes out to be this root L. So this will be R by 2 under root of C by L. And a good student, if you even have forgotten the standard result for a second order RLC, then you can also derive it like this. Okay, it is okay if you forget, but you should be able to derive this. Okay. So now let me calculate the value of zeta. Zeta comes out to be R by 2. What is the value of R? It is 5 kilo ohm. So 5 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 2 under root of C by L. C is 100 picofarad and L is what? It is 10 millihenry. So 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. So solve very carefully. This comes out to be what? This is 10 to the power minus 2. Okay, 10 to the power minus 2, and this is also 10 to the power 4. So 10 to the power minus 8. So this will be inside the square root, there is 10 to the power minus 8. So this will be 5 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 under root of 10 to the power minus 8. So this will be, this is plus 10 to the power minus 4. So this comes out to be 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 1. So this is 0.25. Value of zeta comes out to be 0.25. This means what? What kind of system is this given? This is basically a underdamped system, second order underdamped system. In underdamped system, basically, let me erase this part here. In underdamped system, if I draw the step response, how does it look? If you remember, it looks something like this. So you can see in the question also it is given, after the switch is closed, the ammeter reading keeps fluctuating for some time till it settles to final steady state value. This is basically what? This is the step response of underdamped system, second order under damped system. So basically they have asked us to find this point. What is the value of this thing? Okay, what is this value? They are asking us just this. Okay, so if I want to find this, this is basically what? Ct is equal to, this is 1.0. Why? Because this is unit step. For unit step we have this. Remember, for unit step we have this. So here they have asked you this value. Okay, so basically why is this 1? Tell me. Because here you can see the input applied is unit step. If this was 2 here, then here the value would have changed to 2. Remember this, then the value would have changed to 2 here. Then Ct will be, Ct is equal to 2 plus maximum peak overshoot. But here it is 1. So I am going to just replace it by 1. So very simple. 1 plus, what is the formula for maximum peak overshoot? E to the power minus zeta pi under root of 1 minus zeta square. So 1 plus e to the power 0.25 divided into pi under root of 1 minus 0.25 square. So for me it is very simple. I am going to put in this calculator, but for you in examination hall you have to use the gate calculator. Okay, so let me put the values. So this value comes out to be 1.444 ampere. Okay, so the maximum value is 1.444 ampere. Okay. Now if they asked here what was the time at which this value you are getting, so simply you are going to do what? T peak is equal to what? N pi by omega d or pi by omega d, where omega d is what? Omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square. So you are going to calculate this value also and you are going to comment in the comment section below. Okay, so this was a very good question, and note this point. Okay, note this point. So I hope you people have enjoyed this session. If you have done so, please like this session and share it with your friends. Okay, and if you have any doubts, you can just post in the comment section below and I will surely get back to you. Okay then, see you in the next session. Thank you.